week 18 of the fantasy basketball season. And here's a few centers I look to drop this week. The first guy, Rashawn Holmes of the Sacramento Kings. So Rashawn Holmes, he had a great season last year, but this year it just hasn't worked out for him over there in Sacramento. And now with Sabonis in town, minutes have gone down here for Holmes, and now he hasn't been good this season. On the season, 11.2 points a game, 7.5 rebounds, 1.2 assists, 1 block a game, and 67% from the field. But the last couple weeks here, 6.5 points a game, 4.2 rebounds, 1.2 assists, and only 51% from the field here. So fantasy owners have dropped Holmes in 6% of fantasy leagues. And like I mentioned, with Sabonis in town now, minutes going down, and obviously production going down, there's no reason to hold on to him on your fantasy team. So the last few games, February 9th versus Minnesota, 2 points, 3 assists, 100% from the field. February 12th at Washington, 6 points, a block, 66% from the field. And February 14th at Brooklyn, 4 points, 6 rebounds, a steal, a block, and 33% from the field. So right there, very telling. The minutes and the production have definitely gone down here for Rashawn Holmes. And there's no reason to hold on to him because he's just not getting anything done for fantasy owners. And he's doing nothing that should be keeping him on rosters. The next thing I look to drop is Kelly Olynyk of the Detroit Pistons. So Kelly Olynyk, he's had a couple decent games this season here with Detroit. But another guy who got a big contract in the offseason, and he was injured early in the year, and the numbers have dropped as well on the season. 9.4 points a game, 4.8 rebounds, 2.9 assists. The three, only 39% from the field, but the last couple weeks here, he's really hit rock bottom. 4.6 points a game, 3.8 rebounds, 3 assists, and only 26% from the field, which is obviously awful. So Kelly Olynyk, another guy, after they got Marvin Bagley in a trade, even though we haven't seen Bagley really yet for this Piston team. His minutes are just going to go down, and he's not going to produce, in my opinion. February 10th versus Memphis, 9 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, 33% from the field. February 11th versus the Hornets, 9 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, at 42% from the field. And February 14th at Washington, he only played 13 minutes in that ball game. No points, 3 rebounds, an assist, a steal, a block, and 0% from the field. So right here, production ain't there, playing time ain't there, and he shouldn't be on a fantasy roster this week. Here's Kelly Olynyk, and I would drop him this week. And the third and final center I would look to drop this week's Jackson Hayes of the New Orleans Pelicans. So Hayes was a hot pickup in Week 17, but now his minutes have dropped down a little over the couple games here is Hayes. And he's just a guy that just can never get that full playing time. And obviously, he's not going to get it with Valanciunas there. And obviously, the numbers are going to go down as well with C.J. McCollum on the roster and getting more scoring opportunities than the second and third options on team. So on the season here for Hayes, 8.4 points a game, 3.9 rebounds, and 63% from the field. In the last few games here, he was on a great hot streak, was Hayes. And then February 10th versus Miami, 4 points, a rebound, 100% from the field, only played 17 minutes. February 12th versus the Spurs, 4 points, a rebound, 50% from the field in 20 minutes. And February 14th versus Toronto, 14 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, a block, and 85% from the field. So right now, Jackson Hayes, he's just not cutting it here for this Pelican team. Last week where he played major minutes, 30-plus minutes a game, he was putting up huge stat lines, no doubt about it. But Valanciunas there, McCollum now in the mix as well, like I mentioned, obviously. There's just not going to be enough time with the ball in Hayes' hands for him to produce and be relevant and consistent to stay on fantasy rosters. So that's a few centers I've looked to drop here for Week 18 of the fantasy basketball season.